We've got the Toyota bZ4X and the Volkswagen ID.4 in our comparison.
Before you start typing, we're in Canada. It's a bZ4X. South of the border, it's bZ.
Yeah.
Because we're north of the border, we're rolling with bZ, friends. So let's get into it.
The bZ4X has front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive models. Front-wheel drive has a 71.4 kilowatt-hour battery with 201 horsepower and 406 kilometers, 252 miles of range. All-wheel drive models have a 72.8 kilowatt-hour battery with 214 horsepower and 367 kilometers, 228 miles of range.
The ID.4 is different. It doesn't have a front-wheel drive base model. It has a base model that's rear-wheel drive, but also all-wheel drive is available. The base rear-wheel drive is an 82 kilowatt-hour battery with the same horsepower as the Toyota, 201 horsepower, but it has 422 kilometers or 280 miles of range. The dual motor all-wheel drive has a lot more power than the Toyota, 302 horsepower and 394 kilometers or 251 miles of EV range. So at Volkswagen, they take the rear motor and then they add a front motor to get all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
But they use the exact same motor. At Toyota, their base model is a front-wheel drive, and then when they add the rear-wheel drive, they make the front motor smaller to match the rear. Not the case over at Volkswagen.
So this doesn't have a lot of power. The front-wheel drive model and the rear-wheel drive model of the ID.4 are more similar, even with range. But it's that ID.4 all-wheel drive model that has so much more power. Now, I didn't find that there was a lack of power in the bZ4X.
No.
It's because it's electric, and you always get that quick acceleration and that smooth ride.
And all that torque.
The bZ4X offers a ground clearance of 8.1 inches and a new all-wheel drive system with X mode. You'll be able to tackle a variety of different road conditions. The system can be used in two modes, snow and dirt and snow and mud. Another feature of the all-wheel drive system is grip control. This feature was developed as an added X mode function to maintain a constant speed to prevent slipping on rough roads. All trims get eco and normal drive modes with regenerative braking with boost mode. Front-wheel drive models get snow mode. When regenerative braking boost mode is selected, it slows the vehicle, but it doesn't come to a complete stop. The regen braking can be switched on or off using a switch at the center console.
The ID.4, in comparison to the Toyota, has less ground clearance. At 6.7 inches, the Toyota 8.1. The ID.4 is equipped with different drive modes as well, including Eco, Sport, Comfort, and B for Brake mode, which increases the amount of regen braking. And initially, the vehicles were delivered with this system not bringing you to a full stop. However, Volkswagen has said they're going to have an over-the-air update to allow one-pedal driving. I would say that the attitude of these two, and the reason why we're comparing them, is actually quite close because a lot of other electric SUVs are more like cars. These two really try to be the most SUV-ish, and they look similar to existing models that they have in each line.
Yeah.
And they have the same kind of attitude. That's why we put them together, so they're their most SUV of the bunch.
I think that this bZ4X ground clearance of 8.1 inches is impressive. That's the same ground clearance as the RAV4 hybrid, and the regular RAV4 gas model, depending on the trim you choose, it gets 8.3 to 8.5 inches of ground clearance. So this really feels more like an SUV. If you're looking for that higher ground clearance for those heavy, snowy days, then this might be the one that you really like. All trims of the ID.4 and bZ4X qualify for the federal EV rebate in Canada of $5,000. And of course, there are provincial rebates available in participating provinces. In the U.S., both qualify for a tax credit up to $7,500.
The bZ4X, of course, is compatible with high output chargers and capable of an 80% charge in 1 hour. It's equipped with just a 6.6 kilowatt onboard charger, and with a level 2 charger, it will take 11 hours to fully charge this vehicle. In the US, 2023 bZ4X owners get a ChargePoint home charging system installed at no extra cost. and 1 year of unlimited complimentary charging at all EVgo owned and operated public charging stations. Unfortunately, there's nothing like this for the Canadian buyers, but Toyota Canada says they are working on something, so stay tuned.
The ID.4 charges faster than the bZ4X. With a fast charger, it is capable of an 80% charge in about 38 minutes. With a level 2 charger, it takes as little as 7.5 hours, but up to 11.5 hours to reach a full charge. In Canada, all ID.4 owners get 3 years of unlimited charging sessions at Electrify Canada. And in the U.S., owners get 3 years of free 30-minute charging sessions at Electrify America. That onboard charger in the bZ4X is the same size onboard charger, 6.6 kilowatt hour, as the Prime. That was a little bit surprising to me.
Okay, so a couple of things to think about here. Toyota has a target of having their battery only degrade by 10% after 10 years. Think about that. After 10 years, they have a target of 90% battery capacity. That's quite an incredible achievement. A lot of other car companies have it set for 80%. So one of the ways you do that is you don't tax the battery when you're charging it. So quick, fast charging is what can chew up your battery over time. So I think that's why they've done it. They're throttling back that quick charging.
Yeah, it makes sense. They have more control over it if they come up with a smaller onboard charger. And if you think about it, Toyota is one of these companies that provides reliability and dependability. And if they set a target like that, they want to achieve it.
Yes, they do. Well, the other thing is everybody's talking about, well, what about the solid state batteries that Toyota's working on? We'll have to wait and see.
Now, I do get that this will be a problem if you are on the road and you need to go to a fast charger and you want to make it quick and there's a lineup. You might be there for a while with the bZ4X.
Yeah, if you're just charging at home every day for 99% of your time, this will be fine.
Here's our used car alternative from CanadaDrives.ca. We chose a 2021 Tesla Model Y standard range with just over 15,000 kilometers for just under $85,000 Canadian. Click on the tab or the link in the description below to find more vehicles in this category from CanadaDrives.ca.
The bZ4X has a sleek and modern design with, thankfully, regular door handles and black exterior accents. The top trims get a split rear spoiler, a thin chrome lower grille, and chrome window trim instead of black. The good news is all trims get a heat pump, available projector LED headlamps, LED tail lamps, and a rear light bar. 18-inch wheels are standard, or you can get 20-inch. On all-wheel drive models, you get the option of a two-tone exterior color combination with a black roof and painted black cladding. You will note that there is no rear wiper with the bZ4X.
The ID.4 offers a stylish and modern design with flush door handles and nicely shaped LED headlights and LED taillights. There is an available illuminated light bar, black roof, and silver roof rails and accents on the higher trims. The ID.4 comes standard with a heat pump and heated windshield for those cold winters, as well as 19-inch wheels, available 20-inch. Both the bZ4X and the ID.4 don't have a spare tire to reduce weight, but they do offer a tire repair kit.
The bZ4X has an open and spacious cabin with plenty of legroom in the front and rear. There's a mix of materials in the cabin, including a textured fabric added to the dashboard and piano black. On the top trims, you get Softex faux leather upholstery in either black or light gray. All other trims get black interior cloth or a mix of cloth and leatherette. There's a new radiant heating system for your legs, but because of its location, Toyota had to remove the glove box. You will find plenty of storage in other spots throughout the vehicle to hide your insurance papers. The bZ4X comes standard with a 7-inch multi-information display and an 8-inch touchscreen. All of the other trims get the larger 12.3-inch touchscreen you see here. In the US, the 12.3-inch screen is standard on all trims. Other standard features include wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, manual cloth seats for the driver and passenger, plus a hands-free tailgate. One up from the base model in Canada has heated front seats and a heated steering wheel. Available features include ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, a power driver's seat, 9-speaker JBL audio system, a fixed panoramic sunroof, hands-free power tailgate with a kick sensor. The bZ4X does not come with a driver's seat memory or power passenger seat on any trim, and there's a manual height adjustment on the passenger side.
The ID.4 offers an open cabin with plenty of space and storage. It has generous sized door pockets and a well-designed center console with removable cup holders and partitions. The interior is modern with a combination of leatherette or cloth upholstery, some hard plastic, and high-gloss black trim. The interior looks and feels like the same quality of materials you see in other Volkswagen products. Volkswagen is moving towards screens with no physical volume or heat controls. It's all touch-based, which some will enjoy and others might find a little frustrating, but it does give it an overall sleek, clean, and futuristic look. We found the infotainment system to be fairly intuitive to use and responsive in our test model. The ID.4 offers a lot of value. It comes standard with a 10-inch touchscreen, a 5.3-inch digital gauge cluster, wireless Apple Carplay and Android Auto, a wireless charger, heated front seats, and a heated steering wheel. Other available features include a larger 12-inch touchscreen, power front seats with memory, massage seats, a fixed panoramic sunroof, and a power tailgate. In the U.S., the middle trim gets these extra features. There are no ventilated front seats or heated rear seats offered on any trim of the ID.4.
So both of these products have tried to achieve a similar thing by having a small information display behind the steering wheel. I think that Toyota does a much better job in the execution. They've moved it up and far away from the driver, similar to what Honda did 2 generations ago with the Civic. They had their instrument cluster way up there, and it's kind of a cross between a digital cluster and a head-up display. The Volkswagen one is just kind of stuck behind the steering wheel.
It kind of reminded me a bit of the mini gauge cluster, just kind of placed there, and it certainly doesn't look very elegant or sophisticated, frankly. I also don't love the
shifter.
Don't you love when I go like this?
I knew exactly what you were going to say, the twiddly knob thing. So behind the steering wheel on the Volkswagen, they have this quirky shifter, and they have a rotary dial one on the Toyota. I said to Andrew, listen, if you had this for a week or two, you would get used to either one of them.
I'm sure I would get used to it, but I prefer the bZ4X shifter myself.
I actually prefer the seating position of the Toyota. They have great comfort in their seats, and that small steering wheel with that head-up thingy, I like it a lot.
They're both comfortable. I think what it comes down to is features. You know, the
2 things that the Toyota gets and the 2 things that the Volkswagen gets. Do it. It's good. It's a good comparison.
Yeah, in the Toyota, you get ventilated front seats and heated rear seats. You don't get that in the ID.4. But in the ID.4, you get driver's seat memory and you get a power passenger seat, which you do not get in the bZ4X. So which features are more important to you? Which would you choose? I know that some people in a hot climate say, I have to have those ventilated front seats. And if it doesn't have it, I won't even look at it.
It's amazing how these car companies can omit things that are so basic, like power passenger seat or, ventilated seats. Anyway, let's move on.
The bZ4X is about 4 inches longer than the ID.4, and the Toyota offers a little more front row legroom. The ID.4 has more second row space and cargo capacity behind the second row at 30.3 cubic feet compared to the bZ4X with 27.7 cubic feet.
Let's start with pricing with the bZ4X. We're going to put all of the numbers on the screen and you can pause at any time. In Canada, the front-wheel drive base model starts at just under $45,000 and the most expensive all-wheel drive XLE with the tech package is just under $63,000. In the United States, the front-wheel drive model starts at $42,000 and the most expensive model is just under $49,000. The bZ4X is not rated for towing. Toyota offers a warranty of 3 years and 60,000 kilometers or 36,000 miles. The battery is covered for 8 years, 160,000 kilometers or 100,000 miles.
Here's the pricing for the ID.4. In Canada, the first rear-wheel drive model starts at just under $45,000, and the top Pro all-wheel drive with a package is just under $58,000. In the U.S., the base rear-wheel drive model starts at just under $41,000, and the top trim with a package comes in at just under $50,500. The towing capacity for the ID.4 is 2,700 pounds for all-wheel drive. Volkswagen offers a warranty of 4 years or 80,000 kilometers, 50,000 miles. The battery is covered for 8 years or 160,000 kilometers, 100,000 miles.
So these car companies roll these electric vehicles out to areas that have zero emission vehicle mandates. We live in one, British Columbia. The other big one in Canada is Quebec. And in the United States, the big one, of course, is California. So they go there first, but the goal is to have them everywhere, right?
Yeah, and the ID.4 started the same way, British Columbia and Quebec, and now it's available in Ontario. But here's the thing, they are sold out of 2022 models, and they are looking now towards 2023, and pre-orders have not begun on the Canadian website. So obviously inventory is low. Now it is supposed to ramp up when the Chattanooga plant starts up, which I think is supposed to be in the fall.
Yeah, so that's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a really big deal. We have record high fuel prices right now.
Yeah.
People are looking for something with a plug. They're really opening up to the idea of an electric vehicle, and these two are right in the meat of the market. The problem is with the Toyota, and we saw this with the RAV4 Prime, is they have a limited capacity to make these vehicles at their production facility in Japan. However, Volkswagen is going to be bringing their Chattanooga plant online for the United States and all of North America this year, and they have the capacity there to make 300,000 of these things a year out of that one line. So it's going to be a feast or famine situation, I think, when it comes to these two models.
And this could be a real game changer for VW if they up production of the ID.4. Overall, the ID.4 offers more value. You get more features, and the overall price point, even on that top trim, is less than the Toyota.
So I think if you're price conscious, the Volkswagen's the obvious choice.
Yeah.
If you're all about the safe choice, of course, people are going to gravitate towards Toyota because it's got a T on the hood and on the steering wheel, and that makes people happy. So you have to do a gut check. Are you going to go with a Volkswagen, or do you want the T on the steering wheel?
But I got to say, I like the front-wheel drive option.
I just thought of something. T on the steering wheel could be Tesla.
Could be.
The Toyota. You know what I mean.
I got to say, though, that front-wheel drive model is nice to have. Throw on a good set of winter tires, and in some climates, you are good to go. Like here in British Columbia, we could definitely do front-wheel drive.
All right, we're all done. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It's a bit of an eye-opener when you get into it, which one has the certain features. A lot of people are going to be like, why couldn't I just put the two together?
I know. Where's that perfect EV, Zach?
Still haven't met it yet.
No.
All right. If you want to follow along on Instagram, it's motormouth_Andrea. What else do they need to do?
Well, you've got to subscribe, hit that notification bell. We put out a lot of content each week, and we'd love to share it all with you.
When will we see them next, Andrea?
We'll see you next week.